am just so excited you are here and you are part of the celebration of the online Boutique Boss course. Now, first off, my name is Monica. I am a boutique owner and I'm also a boutique boss coach, where I help passionate entrepreneurs just like you start and grow their very own successful online boutiques. And I created the Online Boutique Boss course so that I can just share everything that I have learned with you. Now, before we get into all of the amazing details about the community, I kind of wanted to share a little bit about myself and my story so that you can understand exactly why I decided to create the course and why it just means so much to me that I am able to share it with you today. Now, my journey begins over 10 years ago where I had this vision. I had this vision in my mind that I wanted to become my own boss. I wanted to have my own business and I wanted to have my own boutique. And I remember a specific moment in my life where that dream of mine really came to the forefront, where I was so motivated to work towards that dream. And that is when I started working at a family-owned business. It was a local business. It was actually a shoe boutique, and I got to work, I got to work right with the owner, Nicole, and I got to witness the entire atmosphere of how she ran her business, and she was doing what she loved. She had this creative freedom where she was able to choose shoes for her boutique, and I just got to witness what it was like for her to have her own business. And when I started working there, I was 17 at the time, and I remember thinking, that is what I want to do. That is what I want to do. I want to have my own business and I want to do what I love. I remember when she actually let me choose a few selections for her store, and I got to choose different shoe styles, and I'm like, this is going to be the top seller shoes. So I had, a little bit of that experience of what it was like to really operate her shoe boutique and kind of be like a buyer. So I just loved that. I loved when she ordered all her supplies, her business cards. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I also remember when her kids would come into the store. She had three young boys at the time, and I remember her kids coming in, her husband coming in, and they would be there when we were in the store, when I was working at the store, and I just got to see how she was able to run her business but still have time for her family, and her family was a part of her business, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to have that creative ability to put my own brand and boutique out there. Also be able to live my life and have my family with me. That's just something that I remember envisioning for myself. So I absolutely loved that experience with working at the boutique Nicole's Shoes. And I remember that really motivated me, and I was determined to get there. So a few years go by, I applied to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in San Francisco. And I got in. And I was so excited. I wanted to invest in my education because I wanted to learn everything that I can possibly learn when having my own store. And I'm just like, this is my dream school, and I am actually doing this. So here I am. I'm this young girl. I'm probably 19, 20 at the time, and here I am going to this city that I've never been to, even though it's only about 2 hours away from my hometown. I've never been to San Francisco. I don't know anybody. I am this very shy girl who has social anxiety, and for one, I also have no sense of direction. I always get lost, and here I am in this big little city, and and going to this fancy college, right? And I studied merchandise marketing because I always loved the business side of fashion. So I studied merchandise marketing, and 2 years later I graduated. And just a few months after I graduated, I'm like, this is it. I am going to start off and I'm going to open an online boutique. And as I started the process of opening my online boutique, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea where to start. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know what I need to do first. How do I do this? How do I do that? I didn't have any guidance, and at that time there was no YouTube tutorials, let me tell you. So I had to figure everything out on my own. I had to go through all of the trial and error. But I did it. I opened that online store. It was Monica Rose Style and Selection, MonicaRoseSelection.com. And funny story that I chose that name. I actually came up with that name when I was doing a project in college, and the project was just to come up with a brand, right? It really wasn't, come up with your entire life story, right? But I took that with me, and I took that concept, and I opened my online store. So I'm trying to figure everything out. Even though I took a lot away from the Fashion Institute, when it actually came time for me to open my online boutique, that's something I had no experience with. That's something I never learned how to do. So I had to figure it all out. And a year goes by. At the time, I'm still working. I'm working full-time right now at the bank. And 1 year goes by, and this year goes by, and I'm still trying to figure out this online boutique career of mine. So I decided, I kind of reflected during that year. I'm like, wow, a year goes by fast. So I reflected, and I decided to put out my very first YouTube video. I wanted to share my story, and I wanted to inspire and motivate anybody else who may be going through the same thing I was going. I'm like, there has to be somebody else going through all of this struggle of trying to figure this online boutique out. So I put out this YouTube video. Again, I'm still this very shy, reserved girl. I'm sitting down, I put my phone there, and I hit record. And to this day, I still remember every single word because I practiced every single word of this video. And maybe I will put in like a short little clip of that video. Hi everyone, it's Monica Rose, the owner of Monica Rose Style and Selection, the online women's fashion boutique. I kind of want to do this video for you guys so you can see and so I can share my journey with all of you. It's been about a year since I launched my website, MonicaRoseSelection.com, and it's definitely been a fun, very challenging, but great experience. And I wanted to kind of just put myself out there for you guys so you can learn a little bit about who I am as a business owner and that everyday girl, and you're gonna watch the steps I'm taking to make it, and the steps I'm taking to open my store here in San Francisco. And hopefully I can inspire, and hopefully those young women, those girls out there who have those same dreams and aspirations can look at this and can inspire them. So you're definitely gonna see me go through all the steps and all the challenges, but in the end, I'm just trying to make it in this crazy world. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Just trying to make it in this crazy world. So that video definitely led me to really enjoying documenting my experience. So a few years, went by, and I got to experience some other pretty cool things with my boutique. And one day, I was still working. At this point, I was still working at my corporate job. I was working at a bank, and I was working full-time, and I was still doing my online website. And a few years later, I decided that, you know what, I want to focus 100% on my boutique. So I decided to right then and there put my 2 weeks notice in and quit my job. And this was a job that, it was a steady job. I was working there for 7 years. I was working there all through college, and it was something that I was comfortable doing and I was used to doing. But I just knew if I really wanted to grow my business, I needed to put 100% into my business. So I decided to quit my job, and 3 weeks later, I opened my very first pop-up shop storefront. And this is what I envisioned. Going back to that time where I was 17 years old working at the shoe boutique, this was my time to actually live my dream. So I opened my storefront. It was a pop-up shop storefront for 5 months, and I actually accomplished what I always envisioned myself doing. And November and December, it's the holiday season. I'm actually, making sales. I'm making a profit. I'm actually, this is my income, and this is just so amazing. And then January comes by, and then February comes by, and then March comes by, and slowly but surely the holiday hype dies down, and I had a setback in my business. And at that moment, even though it was a temporary pop-up shop, I wanted this experience to expand my business after that. And it took me a step back. So here I am, working hard, trying to figure things out. And I'm just thinking, what do I do? So I am still determined. I am still envisioning my boutique, and that's when I decided to focus on my online website. I didn't have the high overhead cost. I got to really focus in on really who I was as a brand. I really did some searching, and that's when I rebranded myself and I launched my new online store and my new name, my new logo, Monica Rose San Francisco. And ever since then, ever since I really just sat down and focused on my boutique, and I took everything that I learned, and that's when I can proudly say for the past 3 years I have been a full-time online boutique owner, and I never went back to my corporate job. This is what I've been doing for the past several years, and I am so proud of that. All of that determination, all of that hard work, all of that trial and error. And my journey does not stop there, because I remember that time when I put out my very first YouTube video. And ever since then, I've been documenting my experience. And that's when I started creating tutorials on YouTube, helping other entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, start and grow their businesses. And this entire experience really led me to discover my greatest passion in life, what I know I am meant to be doing, and that is teaching and coaching and sharing my stories and sharing my actual experience. That is what I absolutely love doing, and that is why I decided to create the Online Boutique Boss course, because I want you to have a place to go to for help and guidance. I want to be that person to guide you and to lead you in the right direction, because I absolutely want you to do what you love and be successful. So now, are you ready to learn all of the amazing details about the Online Boutique Boss course and community? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. So you can learn all about the Online Boutique Boss course over at join.monicarosesf.com. I would absolutely love to have you in the community, and I hope to see you all there.